أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله العظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفدا رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي قال الله تعالى وقوله الحق
محمد وعلى محمد صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد
وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Sometimes when we look at the knowledgeable and ulama amongst us, we see that how they got to those levels. And even after reaching those levels, where you can say that they are the naib of our Imam. But what is more important for them? Maybe a few examples for us so that we can know what we are doing and the importance of this, and make it more azim on this day. Some wasiyat that I have, that I read, like the wasiyat of Ayatollah al-Uzma Jawad Tabrizi. In his wasiyat he wrote down that he wants two things to be put in his grave with him. Two things. That's the only thing I want in my grave when I go there. He made this wasiyat. He says, one, I want the ring that Imam-e-zamana gave to me. The Imam gave him a ring. He says, I want that ring, put that in my grave. And I want that handkerchief that I used to use to cry for Imam Hussain. He said that when I will go and Munkir and Nakir will come to me in the grave and will ask me what did I bring, I'll show them my handkerchief and said I brought the tears for Imam Hussain. This is how a marja behaves. This is how a marja thinks. He's a marja. La ilaha illallah. Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najafi, he said that when you put my coffin on, put the black clothes I used to wear in Muharram on top of my coffin. This, my friends, is how is the value of this. Even a marja, even someone who's a mujtahid, who is doing the work of the Imam, he's saying, what I need for my salvation is this aza of Imam Hussain. This is what's needed. Now that you're ready, let's go then, inshallah. Salama says that I saw a dream, and in my dream I saw Rasulullah, my husband. I saw Rasulullah who came to me, and he was in a very difficult situation. His buttons were open at the neck. His sleeves were rolled up. He had dirt on his head. He had dirt on his head. I saw Rasulullah. What happened to you? Why are you like this? He said, I came with the news that Hussein has become Shaheed. Hussein has been killed. You know, Rasulullah, when Imam Hussein was born, he held Imam Hussein in his hands and cried. And Bibi Fatima said, is there anything wrong with my son? Is there anything wrong with Hussein? He said, no, nothing is wrong with Hussein. I just heard from Jibraeel that they're going to circle him and then they're going to kill him. They will surround him and kill him. La ilaha illallah. You know, once Rasulullah was walking in Medina. He was walking in Medina and he heard a child crying from someone's home. A child crying from someone's home. So he went and knocked at the door. They opened it. He said, take care of your child. Don't let him cry because his voice is like the voice of my grandson Hussein. I can't hear Hussein crying. Ajrakum Allah. Once Rasulullah was walking in the streets of Medina and he saw some children playing there, and he came directly to one kid there, picked him up, and he kissed him. He kissed him and he put him down. Someone asked him, is he your relative? He said, no. Do you know this child? He said, no. Then why did you kiss him? It doesn't matter who he is. All I know is that he loves and respects Hussein. You know, when Imam Hussein's caravan was going, Abbas came to him and said, Mawla, there's a small caravan following us. There's a small caravan, very small caravan. It's following us. Imam Hussein said, who is it? Who is following us? He said that it is the Sahabi of Imam Hussein, companion of Imam Hussein, Abdullah ibn Urway Ghafari. He said, he's following us. It was just him, his son, and his slave, just 3 people. Imam Hussein took his horse and said he went there to see him. When he came there, he saw the companion of Rasulullah, a very old person. Very old person. His back was bent. His hair were white. His old age had made his skin crippled. And he looked at him. He was on the horse. His hands were shaking. His hands were shaking. Imam Hussein said, that companion of my grandfather, where are you going? Where are you going like this? He said, I heard your grandfather say this. I was there with your grandfather He saw you, he had you in his lap, and he started to cry. And then he told all of us who were sitting over there, he said, whenever you see Hussein leave Medina with his family and children, when you see Hussein leave with his family and children from Medina, do not leave him alone. Do not leave him alone. So I'm just following the advice and the wasiyat of your grandfather. He told us not to leave. I want to be there with you. No matter where you go, Hussein, I want to come with you. La ilaha illallah. That's it, my friends. Now I come to Ashura. All day today, alhamdulillah, we came here. We did the amal. We are sitting in AC over here. You are relaxed right now. There's nothing bothering you. But you know what Hussein has been doing all day? He's been going back and forth to the battlefield, carrying every shaheed on his back. Bringing those bodies back to the tents. It's Hussein who's going there, bringing back each and every shaheed. Imam Hussein brought back to the tent, even the son of Hur. Once the son of Hur became shaheed, Imam Hussein came there and told Hur that a father shouldn't carry the son of his son. A father should not carry the son of his child, he told him. Everyone's body. He cried for 4 people, especially he cried so much for 4 people. The first person he cried so much for was when Qasim died. He cried a lot for the yatim of Imam Hassan. The second person he cried for was by the river. Alanin Kasarazari. He stood by Abbas and started crying. He cried for Ali Akbar. And he cried for that baby that was in his hand. He cried for that baby that was in his hand. That's it, my friends. Imam Hussein, all day long, he's been going back and forth, bringing back the dead people. You know how much it takes out of you to bring one person on your back? Imagine how many people did he bring here? Imam Hussein is tired. He's exhausted. He's thirsty. But when the time came, that Asr time came, and he saw that he has to go now, no one is left, he came inside the tent. He told the ladies that it is my time to go to the battlefield. He went to Zainab first. He said to Zainab, Itini bilibasin atiq. Go, Zainab, bring some old clothes for me. Zainab brought some old clothes of Imam Hussein. When she brought these old clothes, Zainab broke down crying. He says, why are you crying for? Because I remember these clothes. Mother Fatima made these clothes. And when she was making them, she was crying and saying, my Hussein, my Hussein. Brother, you're going to wear these clothes now? Are you going to wear these clothes? He said, yes. Imam Hussein wore that old shirt, and then after he wore the shirt, he started tearing the shirt from different places. He started tearing the shirt from different places. Zainab said, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? He said, Zainab, just pray that these clothes remain on my body. he said farewell and gave his wasiyat to Zainab. Then he came to Imam Sajjad. He came to Imam Sajjad, who was ill. He was unconscious. He woke him up. Imam Sajjad looked up at his father, saw the blood on his face. He said, Father, what happened? Imam Hussain said, my son, don't worry. I have to go to the battlefield. I have to go to battle now. But my son, Imam Zain al-Abidin looked at that and said, but what happened to Abul Fadl Abbas? Hussain said, they're not. Everyone is gone. Everyone has died. Everyone has gone. Imam Sajjad said, then let me go. Let me go. Imam Hussain said, no, you have things to do after me, my son. He gave the wasiyat of imamat to Imam Sajjad, but then he gave a special wasiyat to him. My son, I want to give this wasiyat. You know who he gave it to? You know, he remembered you Shias there. He said, Imam, he said, Sajjad, when you go back, tell salam to my Shias. Give my salam to my Shias and tell them to remember how thirsty I was. And when they drink water, think of my thirst. He gave his wasiyah to Imam Sajjad, and that's it. He comes out now. He comes out. He goes out there and tells the ladies that I am going. When the ladies, they hear that Imam Hussain is going, there's no one else left now. It's finished. Everyone is gone. All the men are dead. Everyone is gone. It's all Imam Hussain now. When Imam Hussain is left there, when the ladies hear that, they just make a circle around Imam Hussain. And everyone starts to cry and beat their faces and said, Hussain, if we had anyone else, we would give him for you also. What can we do? We sacrificed everything for you. Imam Hussain consoled them, comforted them, told them that be patient in all the afflictions and tribulations that you will go through. Be patient. And then Imam Hussain came out of the tent. He came out of the tent. He went on his horse, Zuljana, and he said, Zuljana, one more time, take me to the battlefield. I won't bother you anymore. One more time, take me to the battlefield. Hussain wants to go, but Zuljana doesn't want to listen. Zuljana is not moving. Then Hussain is saying, why aren't you moving? Zuljana points to his feet, and Hussain sees Sakina grabbing the feet of his horse. When Hussain sees that, his daughter is there. Now he gets down from the horse. How is he going to comfort his daughter? He says, what happened, baby? What happened? Your father has to go. She said, I can't let you go. Everyone who has gone to the battlefield has not come back. I don't want you to leave me. Then Imam Hussain grabbed her, put her next to her chest, and said, Sakina, can I make a trade with you, Sakina? Can I make a trade with you? Let's do a trade, my daughter. She said, what is that? You know, until now, you used to sleep on my chest, and your brother Asghar used to sleep on his mother's chest. Can we exchange it now? Let Asghar sleep on my chest, and let you sleep on your mother. That's it, my friend. Hussain comes to the battlefield. He looks towards the left. He looks towards the right. He looks at the whole army. He says, come. You want to fight me? Come. Oh, swords, come and take my pieces. Cut me into pieces now, come. After Hussein's fight, he came to one point where he stopped. And these people, there was shouts in the army from Umar ibn Saad who said, listen, this is the son of Ali. Even if he's thirsty, even if he's exhausted, you can't fight him like this. He's going to defeat each and every one of you. He is that strong. I know these people, what they're made of. So go surround him and hit him from every side that you can. So they came from all sides. Someone shooting arrows. Someone throwing spears. Someone, when they didn't have anything, they were taking stones and throwing stones at Imam Hussein. Whatever they can grab, they were throwing at Hussein. It is said Hussein was injured so many times. 34 times from the sword he was hit. 33 times from arrows, 33 times from spears, 3 times, all of these, 34 times from arrows, 33 times from swords, 33 times from spears. You know, when you see the injuries of Imam Hussein, the injuries that Imam Hussein had became the tafsir of the tasbih of Bibi Fatima. You know why Bibi Fatima was given this? Because Hussein will have 100 wounds on his body. For every wound, Fatima is saying Allahu Akbar. For every injury, she's saying Alhamdulillah. Subhanallah. Hussein is being cut in different places. It is said, my friend, that his body was such that those who wanted to throw, they said anyone who can shoot an arrow into Hussein will get a reward. So they said that we wanted to shoot arrows in the body of Hussein. We saw that there is no empty space in his body to hit. There's no empty space to hit. So we were taking out old arrows so we can shoot new arrows in there. We're taking out old arrows to shoot new ones. That's it, my brother. Just I want to say a few things and you give your condolences. Hussein is on the ground. Hussein is on the ground. Let me tell you about some weapons. Let me tell you about the weapons that are used and how they're used. My friends, you know, when you look at a spear is made with a pointed end, and it has a wide mouth. And the idea of a spear is that it's easy to go in. When you hit someone, it goes into their flesh. The damage is not done when you put it in. The damage is done when you pull it out. When you pull out a spear, then it ruptures everything coming out. That's how a spear works. You know what was happening? They were putting spears in the body of Imam Hussein. And then they're pulling that body. His body was being dragged from one side to the other. His body was being dragged from one side to the other. He was being dragged. Then, you know, when you want to slaughter an animal, there's 2 ways to slaughter an animal. Either you can go from the back side or you can go from the front side. Islam says go from the front side because it's easier. The veins are right in the front, the animal starts to bleed, and there won't be any pain. It will feel as less pain as it can. But if you go from the back, you have to hit the head. You have to hit that bone in the back and crack the bone before you come to the veins. So the humane way of killing an animal is to go from the front. You know, they didn't have the decency to go and cut Imam Hussein's head from the front. They didn't go from the front side. They went from the back side. 10 times Shimmer started cutting the head of Hussein until the head was cut off. Until the head was cut off. 10 times he struck Imam Hussein's neck. And when the head has cut off, Imam Sajjad says, it didn't come off like that. You know, then he said how that head was taken out by them. He said when they start pulling, they saw that the head is still attached by the veins. It is still attached to the body. So they started pulling those veins and snatching them out from the head. When Hussein's head was cut off, Zainab went to Imam Sajjad and says, come and see what's happening. And all Imam Sajjad saw was the head of Hussein on the spear. And all he said is, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. سألوا الذين ظلموا أيهم القلب. Martyr Hussein.